you guys always come and interrupt our prayers or eating and disturb the climate.
Okay, good morning.
What's up?
We have a complaint that there was a box on the bridge.
I didn't see no box.
Okay, it's the box right there that was painted black. And the young girl at 8:30 came this morning and removed it.
She just said it had kindling in there. Maybe somebody forgot it when we were doing ceremony last night.
Okay, because we got complaints that there was lots of activity on the bridge last night.
Ceremony. Look at the flags. We did a water ceremony because they're trying to destroy our water. I'm just getting annoyed of their bullshit tactics. They're trying to make us look bad and send you guys all the time. And every time they do stuff to us, it takes you guys 2 hours to get here.
So you're blessing the water last night on the bridge, or?
We're doing prayers for the water because it's in danger right now because of this BS that's happening right now. It's not just this, they destroyed our traps, destroyed our trap line. Conservation wouldn't come till they already cleared. All of this adds up. And you got to understand our frustration. We've been here since time immemorial before anybody came to these lands, and your law can bend the rules to let somebody come in and destroy our land. And you get you guys to help them. If it was your house, you'd feel the same if the same vandals keep coming and wrecking your shit and nobody's doing anything. I was here 10 years and it took a long time to put these stuff up. They're here 1 week and they want to destroy it all. Nowhere in injunction does it tell them they can frickin' ruin my stuff. I'm pissed. What's in quoi? What's in quoi? Unist'ot'en
Can you clap one time in front of your face?
Thinking of what are some of the challenges and also positive things that have come out of the last year?
Well, in the last year, it's been busy. Everybody needs to stand up, not just Indigenous people. Everybody needs to stand up to the political powers that be, that they need to change. And quit making legislation and policies to make us look like criminals when we're just trying to protect what is ours. It's not just this little courthouse. The whole world is watching what Canada is doing, what the province of BC is doing. They haven't done their job. They're skirting the responsibility over to industry. And I know I'm doing the right thing.
It's good to see some more WetsuwetenStrong.
Yeah.
That were funding.
Okay, there you go.
Yes. And they were building all of it.
Oh boy, it's sad.
There's some bannock there and some moose heart and chili on the stove.
Hey, I didn't even know you were
There's a plate if you like. Hurry. Do asla.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Gidimt'en bianca.
My name is Vic, and I'm with the Coastal GasLink project. And the reason for Mr. Couture to be here is to post the injunction that was granted by the BC Supreme Court to allow us access to do the work.
Canadian courts do not have any jurisdiction on Wet'suwet'en territories. The Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs have full jurisdiction. We have for thousands of years, since time immemorial. We have never ceded or surrendered any of that jurisdiction. So I'm not here to argue that point with you.
So we're going to post the injunction. You're not going to allow us through to get to the bridge with what access we have or what...
I have nothing stopping you from accessing the bridge. On the other side of the bridge is a different territory. This is Gidimt'en territory. You're trespassing on Wet'suwet'en land! You continue to remove us forcibly from our lands with your rifles, with your semi-automatic weapons. Nothing has changed in 150 years.
Also keeping our eyes on the planned demonstrations across the country, all in support of anti-pipeline protesters in British Columbia. 14 people were arrested at the protest site late yesterday.
That sparked a stand of solidarity across the country. Rallies were staged in dozens of cities, even some in the U.S., in support of the anti-pipeline protesters. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau could face heat over the issue tonight. He's in Kamloops, BC, hosting a town hall.
Trudeau has made improved relations with Indigenous people a core priority of his government.
You in the striped scarf. Yes.
Hello, my name is Tilly. I come from the Statium Nation. I want to ask you, what are you going to do to stop oppressing and holding our people under your colonization? When are you going to give us our rights back? When are you going to start giving a shit about who we are as people and not seeing us just for our land?
I believe that the conflict that you're making it into out west, with helicopters flying overhead and paramilitaries showing up with assault rifles, is appalling. And so I'm more or less here to tell you that that's shameful.
What you did to the Unist'ot'en, that's a national disgrace. January 7th was a national disgrace of Canada.
It's inspiring to see the support worldwide that we have, and it's not just our Indigenous people that are standing up, it's people all around the world are concerned about the environment and concerned because they know it impacts them no matter where they live. So yeah, with that injunction and such low numbers out here, all of the Wet'suwet'en chiefs, because of what happened at 44, were afraid for us that were still up here at the camp, and they didn't want any of us to get hurt. So out of fear, they made their decision to get us to stand back, and we made a decision that it was too demoralizing, that we weren't going to take down those gates. If they wanted them down, they had to do it. This is my people's land way before the settlers came here. And you think you have a right to come on our land and destroy it? It's not right. My people have history here. The partners that have signed, they have no history here. And I hope you can go home and sleep tonight. We started coming back here in 2009 when we wanted to put a cabin here and realized that we safely could drink this water, so this became our prime point on where we wanted to spend more of our time. This is the proposed corridor for multiple pipelines, and we decided to move out here because we realized we couldn't protect our territories from afar. We're 2 hours away, and because they kept on trying to come in. Who are you?
My name is Rod.
Where are you from?
I'm with Chevron, representing the Pacific Trail Pipeline Project. We're here today because we'd like to do work on the territory, and we're requesting access to the territory here today so that Wet'suwet'en people can work and see the benefits from our project.
We've already said no to these projects and that no pipelines will come on our territory, and we only have 2 territories left out of all our territories because of other people occupying our lands and agriculture, municipalities. All we have left is 2 areas, and this is one of them. We hunt, we fish, we trap. This is our critical infrastructure.
So what you're telling us is that you will not allow us access onto the territory. We understand that. We thank you for your time here today. We brought you an offering. We left some water, some tobacco.
No thanks. We got clean water right there. That's what we drink, and that's pollution, the plastic that adds to the landfill.
The 5th meeting of the 18th session of the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues is called to order.
I am Frida Hewson of the Unist'ot'en Wet'suwet'en people of Canada. I am here today to express concerns for human rights violations happening to my people. This year, a pipeline company forced a court injunction on us, and if we stop them from entering our territory because they don't have consent, we face arrests. We have not been able to hunt or gather our traditional foods. The company has security and police force for keeping us from exercising our Indigenous rights. Elders, women, and healing center clients have been threatened with arrest for accessing our own territory. The pipeline company is violating Wet'suwet'en law, trespassing on our territory and starting to destroy the land. They have already destroyed the heritage site. After bulldozing part of the forest, we searched through the piles of dirt for evidence of my people. We found artifacts. The archaeology branch of the government and police assistants came in and took the artifacts and then released news bulletins claiming the artifacts were not from their original place. They are trying to erase us from our own land. All these acts that continue are the acts of genocide. I am here today to make the UN aware of a continuous genocide happening in Canada and to demand that our Indigenous rights and laws are respected. We're wondering why our own people weren't standing up beside us, and the more and more we realize that a lot of my family, the ones that are standing up, all the females in my family, we've done a lot of healings in our lives. We've gone through the same trauma as everybody else on our reservations. So that's the reason why we're able to stand up and stand up against what we know is wrong. So that's why we identified that other people aren't able to stand up because they're still stuck in their trauma and oppression and everything that comes with being oppressed and living in a system that discriminates against you. So when my niece started going to school for clinical psychology, her long-term vision was to see a healing center on the land so that we can start healing our people. It took us 4 years to build the 3 phases of our healing center, which has a commercial kitchen, dining hall was built in the first phase, and then a rec room upstairs and food storage. And then the second phase included a boardroom, laundry room, an office and 2 counseling spaces, and the 3rd floor was a art room slash workshop room. So that was the 2nd phase that was put in, and then the 3rd phase was sleeping quarters. So this is the 4th year of work camp, and it's pretty much done with just small minor things. And then now the long-term goal is to add more cabins, because for the healing center, we require a whole territory, all of Talbot's-Qua, to make this program successful. This is a new cabin being constructed by one of another significant site for our people. And this is the 2nd one we're building to reoccupy another part of the territory. Beautiful scenery, tons and tons of medicine in this area. My dad always told me that the only way we're not going to lose all our traditional territories, we have to reoccupy them. It's pretty much what settler people have done. They occupied our territories, and now they call those municipalities and act like they own it, even though it's still Wet'suwet'en lands. But he said we needed to reoccupy and behave like we own it, because we do own it. We're behaving like we own these lands, and we don't need nobody's permission to put up our cabins, and we don't need nobody's permission to be here. We only go by our own Wet'suwet'en laws.
What do you think is going to happen in the future in this land?
The future I see is more and more of our people living in cabins all over this territory, more of our people getting thoroughly immersed in their culture, becoming independent and harvesting their own food, their own medicine, so they can take care of themselves and their families. More and more other clans doing the same of what we're doing on their territories. The future I see is there will be no pipelines through here. The future I see, there will be no man camp here.
What are you afraid of?
That's a trick question, because I don't fear anything.